Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. Okay, so I just did a little bit of a video on a little bit of transformation thing. But while I was in my lovely little cave, I got into some esoteric astrology. And that, I'll link the video below, is based off the Theosophical Society channel on YouTube. And the host speaker is William Meader. And so, it's a really great video. I suggest that if you get some time that you go, you can just listen to it. You don't have to watch it. I mean, but I nerded out and took notes. So, the purpose of the soul transformation versus the personality transformation. This brings in the level of esoteric, which is the inner world. I'm going to keep driving this point home. Esoteric is not anything that you get out of a book. So all those people that have esoteric in their channel had no idea what that word means. Esoteric is within the development that you bring forth. So you can get insight into that, but that is not unless you're going through people's grimoires or something. That's a completely and totally individualistic basis. You can give generalities to it, but it does not reside in one religion or another. It has no base. That's exotericism. Exoteric is outside, which means you can read about it in a book. It's not bubbling up from within you. Okay. So even though I took notes and whatever else, this is, and again, you can't decide how this is going to play out for one person versus another. This is free will. This is totally individualistic on how this, and this, again, the astrology of it is there's a just like a fractal ecosystem as humanity is. We too are a fractal ecosystem within us. As without, so within. Repeat after me. As without, so within. Okay? So, when we're going through the fractal ecosystem, there are so many variables that differentiate between each person. This is why modern medicine is a complete flop, for the most part. Not all of it. Their diagnostics, freaking incredible. But when it comes to a one jab fits all, that's naughty. That violates the harm to none law. Okay? So, when we are thinking about this esoteric astrology, the rising sign holds the clue to the soul's journey or intention. Personal astrology is the rising reveals the nature of the persona and its expression. Now, there are some astrologers that I've heard say that the ascending is possibly more important than the sun or the moon. But in this particular understanding, the esoteric astrology says the moon is to be the major liability of a person's chart, particularly after age 20 or age 35. Whereas personal astrology says the moon is a symbol of internal emotional tendencies and instinctual patterns. Okay, so major liability. So this might be why I'm obsessed with the dark crystal and integration, is because I'm trying to bring those pieces into alignment, and if you will, I'm Gemini. So interesting. So This is bringing astrology to kind of like an abstract, higher mental plane, like the higher self they refer to it as. This is kind of, again, pulling more outside of the false light, pulling that even further up and above, to bring it to a place of growth and expansion on a, I call it vital life force energy level. Everybody else gets really pissed off about that because one community wants claim over it over the other or whatever. They let them have their wars. But when we're talking about when the rubber meets the road, when your soul is going out into the world and you can't find how to integrate that into your personal life, there's going to be a disconnect, which creates the absence of the vital life force energy. This is why breathing is important. Your soul breathing. Do you need to get... Good boy. Sorry. He's just been buzzing all over the place today. So, and then he gets down. So when we're talking about this, I'm going to be expanding in a more abstract manner, not such a like, okay, this is there, so this is exactly what it means. It's going to be painting more pictures. Oddly enough, that Jupiter Taurus then was hidden. Okay, anyway. Those are the words he used, not me. So, let's start off with Aries. Aries, you ready to go? So again, keeping in mind that your rising and your moon are to be taken into heavy consideration here too. So if you are one of those people that frequents, what are we called again? Tarot channels. Remember to watch, especially if you're over the age of 35, to watch your moon sign and the rising sign. Okay. I would watch your rising sign anyway, just to see how it hits. If there are any tarot readers watching the channel, you're welcome, love. More views for me. So I would definitely, over the age of 35, pay attention to your moon because it's going to be more pervasive. And for me, I feel like it is definitely, especially the last, even since I was maybe 33. When I was 33, I kind of really felt like this drawback to that movie, The Dark Crystal. It's weird, I know. But I saw it when I was really young. Sorry, just gonna let that pass for a second. And I thought it was scary back then. And then I think I watched it when I was a teenager. But after, like, 33 especially, I remember that winter break I had. I watched it several times. So definitely, even maybe like a few years before 35. So maybe you prepare for it? I don't know. Okay, Aries, let's get into it. So, fire, war, Mars, your esoteric ruler. Okay, Aries ruler, planet ruler is Mars, the god of war. Your esoteric ruler is the sun, because you're the will to initiate the archetypes of God on behalf of humanity's betterment. That's the purest form of Aries. That is not the essence of every Aries. It is not. But if you look towards the archetypal embodiment that they try to bring forward, that's our definition of God. So they're a good gauge. They might be a really good gauge. You feel me? Okay. Okay, love you. So then so the Aries aspect, and it doesn't matter if you're sun, moon, or rising here. I would even venture to go Venus. in this particular realm, because that's how you relate to everything, not just your interpersonal human relations, but how you relate to your environment, animals, plants, things, whatever it is. Okay, so this is the bringer of the new ideas, and oftentimes those new ideas or the subconsciousness of the archetypal goddess of coming forward and bringing that up. And that can show up in shadow version or in the esoteric version of the inner purity and the inner beauty and the inner strength and powerhouse that Aries is. And basically that's Aries in a nutshell, is strong and powerful, right? And they have to be, because if they're going to bring these new ideas forth by themselves, this isn't Aquarius. This is Aries. They are working alone. They are solitary. They're one little seed. Okay? So they have, that's the requirement. Everybody thinks that, oh, they're so blah. They're that way for a reason. They have those qualities and strengths for a reason. So understanding that and realizing that those things that we tend to like feel uncomfortable with various aspects of another personality are just strengths and attributes to be brought forward. Okay? And if you can understand the subconscious nature of that and bring forth the shadow and be like, okay, how do I work with this? It's going to be much better. Sorry. People are a little nuts out. Then, what is it? Your mantra is, I come forth and from the plane of mind I rule. That's your mantra. That's your mantra. I come forth and from the plane of mind I rule. Because Mars is that passion energy. Aries embodies that war, that roar, that primal force. Okay? So if you can bring that passionate, emotional, primal force up to your mental capacities, then you will rule. Definitely. For sure. That's the Emperor. All the way right there. Okay? And I is my highest self. Rule my mind. Mercury, which is the other planet of this, the esoteric for Aries. And it's and when this is in its unhealthy version of itself, it's going to bring about unnecessary destruction. So those things that you know are kind of wasted, and that can come about in many different forms and patterns and whatnot. I think that's it for Aries. Let me go into Taurus. Da, 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 da. Okay, esoteric astrology for Aries, the devil and judgment. When I cut this deck the first time, I got the Emperor right underneath when I was meditating on them. All right, Aries, let's go. Esoteric Aries and astrology. Anything else? No? Alright, at the bottom, Six of Cups, Knight of Swords, Eight of Swords for the roots of the reed. Let's see the top of the tree of that. Now on ground. One card, the Devil in reverse. Okay. That's, you know what that signifies to me? You're sprouting here. Just a little sprout. Little sprout. Little sprouty sprout. That's what this feels like. Your seed here, the Six of Cups, your nostalgia. So you're tapping into that foundation. I'm going to read really weird today. This is what transformation looks like, kids. Okay, so Six of Cups is your history, your roots, your nostalgia. So you're drawing on that which you already have in your root system. You're drawing on it, and it's filling you up and driving you forward. Okay, the Knight of Swords is coming in and piercing Look at what it's piercing. The noggin. Your mental strength and energy here. You're getting that mental clarity. And even though it's still in and out energy, you're starting to really let it take control and grasp. Okay? With the Eight of Swords, you are receiving the messages and you feel like it's safe to move forward up into this. Now, this is you saying no to the toxicity. This is you saying, no, I'm not going to step into that destructive force. This is you saying, I am going to stay with my own light. The little moth here. Okay. Now again, this might be you attempting to get through a portal here that you're not quite there yet. It's like this might be the surface up here for you. You can't see the cards blasted. There we go. Okay. Okay. So this might be you sprouting out to try to reach the surface. So it feels like maybe you're... Oh, there it is. 4 of Cups. Say no to the emotional cup of BS. Ta-da! Okay. So now... Okay, the Hangman, you're hanging out, staying emotionally sovereign. But you're not receiving messages of love yet. You want them. They're coming from your root system, but you're not receiving them from the outside. Okay. So when you're in the trauma mode and your little amygdalas, your almonds are triggered, the only messages you're going to like receive and transport through your crystal fluid are those weird emotional cups of BS. But you're staying emotionally sovereign here and hanging out. You haven't broken through the surface. You're waiting for love to show up. You're waiting till you perceive that rosebud on the outside. Give it time. It's coming. It's coming. It's worth the wait, Aries. Trust me on that one. Okay, can I get the rest of the read clarified, pretty please? Rest of the read for Aries. I feel like this one's like... There you are. Okay, sovereignty and your pentacles. You're... Okay, so this is the 7 of Cups in a reverse, so you don't have a choice, but look at where the sun is and where the moon is. So everything is actually where it's supposed to be. That's when the universe says no more, you don't get a choice. You're like, okay, I guess I'm just going along with it. That's when you step into pure bliss. Okay, so you're stepping into alignment. There you are. Whoo, there it is. Look at that eclipse right there. Boom, shock. This was my eclipse card. 2. Aries, freaking rocking it out. You know exactly who you are here. You understand that you have no choice but to stay in your own sovereignty, step into your joy and your full empowerment, and drive yourself forward. You're just waiting for that cup of love from the outside. But you got... Your 9 of Pentacles turns into your 10 when you surrender and don't have a choice here. And that's true Emperor, like I just said, true Emperor power. Can I get Aries esoteric astrology for the highest good of all? Okay. Lavender, horsetail, candula. Ooh, that's a sun plant right there. This is a moon plant. And then in the middle, you have patience. So lavender is weaver. Horsetail is patience. Candula is purity, which you are stepping. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get to reading because these are long cards. I don't want to... Okay, ready, set, grow. Weaver of potential, new beginnings, intuitive intellect, contemplative phase, emotional fulfillment, walking in alignment. Lavender's use has been documented for well over 2,500 years. Its name is derived from the Latin word larvar, which means to wash. In ancient Egypt, lavender was often used for cleansing, perfumery, embalming, and mummification. It was used to cleanse the body and energetically to cleanse the spirit. And to... I'm going to butcher this. What do you call the emperors? The kings? Emperors of Egypt? King Tut's tomb. There it is. Jars of healing salves were found containing lavender and other herbs like blue lotus. These sacred unguents were used by, I think that's another word for ointment, were used by royal families and high priests as perfume and healing oils. Ancient Greeks and Romans learned much from Egyptians regarding the healing powers of perfumes and medicinal scents. Greek physicians recommended that the breast be anointed in lavender oil, as it was said to be the seat of the heart. Dioscorides, a Greek military physician, noted lavender was a great medicine used internally to relieve headaches, indigestion, menstrual cramps, upset stomach, and sore throats. Externally, it was used as an antiseptic to assist with burns or treat skin ailments. A military physician knowing about menstrual cramps. Okay, shutting up. During medieval times and the Renaissance, women would often massage their breasts with lavender to alleviate pain and increase breast milk. And it was also used as a medicinal perfume topically to ward off infection and heal wounds. Medicinally, lavender is a nervous system relaxant that can assist in calming, inducing sleep, improve memory, relieve pain, and boost the mood. The mere inhalation of it stimulates mental processes, focuses energy, and brings about lucidity, alleviates stress, and improves memory. Lavender is said to be ruled by the constellation Virgo and the planet Mercury, your esoteric ruler. Mercury represents the bright intelligence in all matters involving the mind and conscious perception. Lavender embodies Mercury's energy as it opens the mental channels, fine-tunes and refines mental processes, and liberates communication and comprehension. Guidance. Lavender is much like the medicine of spider, a master communicator that organizes, refines, and systemizes many elements in life. Lavender's medicine provides us the power of discipline and focused energy, key elements to enable an aligned manifestation. Spider is here to remind you that when you are not communicating from higher alignment, we quickly become entangled, overly critical, and even block the flow of creativity and healing communication. Connect to the energy of Spiral to journey deep into your shadows and allow this self-organizing system to facilitate higher alignment to your foundation when needed. Use the gifts of communication such as music, poetry, art, and dance to nurture creativity as you weave your life. Heck yeah. Oh, there's 35. All my mooners, what up? What up? Okay. Horsetail. Patience. Ooh, that's a tough one for Aries. Mars is one of my rulers. Endurance, steady focus, period of gestation. Trust the process, heightened sensitivity. Whenever you cross paths with Horsetail, you are looking at a member of the sole surviving genus of a once great lineage. Prehistoric horsetail is said to have been giant compared to remaining species that exist today. This primitive plant is a descendant of large trees from a Paleozoic era, about 350 to 600 million years ago. These plants emerged from the primordial swamps over 100 million years, long before dinosaurs walked the earth. All cultures to which horsetail was native used it as food and medicine, often cooking it like vegetable or chewing it raw in the springtime. Horsetail strengthens connective tissues as hair, skin, and nails, bones, teeth, cartilage, ligaments, and even mucous membranes. In ancient times, it was referred to as a bone mender, as it was used to help heal broken bones, fractures, or osteoporosis. Horsetail was ruled by Saturn, as strengthening the skeletal system and connective tissues, and promoting wound healing. Hair growth, skin protection, and bone strength are all in the ringed planet's domain. Saturn also corresponds with the processing of minerals within the body, particularly the kidneys, which horsetail also nourishes. Archetypically, Saturn provides us protection, shielding, courage, endurance, patience, self-control, and the blessings of challenge. Saturn, known as Kronos in Greek, is the lord of time and viewed as destructive, all-devouring force. Yet Saturn isn't as malevolent as it is portrayed to be. Its energy teaches us self-mastery, the power we are granted once we overcome the cycles of pain and suffering. Horsetail teaches us the power that lies within patience and the endurance gained through the hidden blessings of challenges. There is something good in all seeming failures, and although that might not be clear in the moment, time will reveal it. Trust the process. Remember that stubbornness and willfulness are counterproductive to loosening knots. Instead, like the medicine of horse, ground to earth's energy and adapt to changes and hardships on the journey. Horse medicine provides us heightened sensitivity and the purity of trust, essential tools to have as we navigate life's journey. Invoke the strength of horse as a power animal when you need increased psychic sensitivity and intuition. Candula, number 1. Okay. Purity. Innocence, childlike joy, humility, purity, new beginnings, trusting in life, vitality. Historically, Candula is known as the poor man's saffron, as it was used to add color and flavor to foods in place of more expensive spice. Candula petals are also added to salads and used as a dye for fabric and hair. From infusions to extracts to ointments, folk medicine healers in Europe prepared a wide array of healing remedies and foods with Candula. Its petals were used to induce menstrual flow, produce sweat during fevers, and cure jaundice. 19th century physicians used Candula to treat viruses, stomach ulcers, liver issues, and skin infections. Traditionally, because of its astringent and anti-inflammatory powers, it was also used externally to treat burns, bruises, and wounds to help stop the bleeding. Candula resembles the sun, a radiant bright yellow or orange flower. It grows easily and spreads its joyful self across gardens, symbolizing the gesture of universal abundance. Solar herbs are those that neutralize poison and air in the solar herbs are those that neutralize poisons and air in the recuperation of vital forces. Solar herbs are those that neutralize poison and air. AIR in the recuperation of vital... Okay, sorry, that sentence is not computing in my brain for some reason. Candula's gentle and abundant power remind us of the realms of light. To be allowed entry within these angelic realms requires childlike innocence and humility. Don't allow pain from the past to disable your ability to dream a new life. Candula represents the pure impulse to create vitality and creativity needed to step into a new journey. The radiance of Candula is superconductor. Be very aware and selective with your intentions when using her energy within a ritual, as she clearly amplifies your intentions. Indeed. Indeed. All right, Aries. May you go in esoteric peace, my friends. Until next time, keep your flame.